Hey everyone, welcome to Coffee and Darts. I don't know if that intro ends a little too sharp. Might have to do something about that. But hey, welcome again to Coffee and Darts. This is episode 45. This is just subscriber Q&A. We're going to hang out and talk a little bit of darts right now, talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the darting community. Of course, we've got some cool stuff going on with RVB. We'll talk a little bit about that and my thoughts on that. And during the show, we're going to talk some about this situation here. This is the Target launch. I'll show you guys or talk to you guys about how you can watch the Target launch of their new fall lineup. Basically, it's their 2021 lineup. And we're just going to talk darts and hang out. Now, I do want to, real quick, if you're catching this on the replay because you're watching over at USA Darts right now, Tori Kawish is playing Maria O'Brien, the best of 32. And so you may be catching this on the rerun. I appreciate you guys for doing that. I was watching that match before running over here. That's why I was a minute late. What's going on, Scottish Lad? What's going on, Larry? What's up, Big? You are not the only one here. I know you posted that a little while ago, but you are not the only one here. Angela Mills, good morning. Good afternoon, Scottish Lad, I should say. Hey, everybody, hopefully you guys are having a good day, enjoying your time. Thank you for being here, hanging out with me. I do want to give a real quick shout out. I got this stuff here to my patrons. So if you're not familiar with Patreon, it's a site that people like myself and others can go to, and people can help kind of support the channel, which helps me buy product and do stuff. So we do a quarterly giveaway, and I just want to let you guys know what the giveaway is this quarter. If you want to run over and become a patron, how that works, really cool. What's going on, Tanner? Just to let you know kind of how I work the patron. Basically, quarterly giveaway. I do a drawing giveaway. You know, for every month you're a patron in that quarter, your name's entered into the bucket. So if you're a patron for all 3 months, your name's entered in 3 times, and then occasionally I'll drop something where you can get your name put in the bucket 1 or 2 more times. What's going on, Matthew? So anyway, here's our giveaway for this this quarter. You get to pick which set of barrels you want. And again, this is for the patrons. So I try and make sure I have a soft tip and a steel tip for those that do that. And then there's other Chotsky fun stuff that goes in there. A hat will get sent to you, a mug, and some other stuff. So try and do those nice packages for those that are patrons of the channel. So there you go. That's that. I want to talk a little bit about RVB. Yeah, if you had not heard, you were living in a rock all of yesterday. RVB, Raymond van Bonnenberg, is planning on a return to darts. He's planning on coming back in regards to getting his tour card. So he's going to go back to Q School. He gave up his card. So if you give up your card and you retire, you walk away from darts, you essentially have to go back to the drawing board. You've got to go get your tour card. So he is planning on coming back and getting his tour card. He said he missed it. He missed it incredibly. He was missing the camaraderie with the guys. He's missing the game itself. And I'm excited for that because I am a fan of his, and I think his retirement year was just very lackluster. It wasn't the showing that I would hope for a 5-time world champion. I know that it was right after Phil Taylor, which I don't know that I would have done it as quickly as Phil Taylor. I may have had the conversation and done it a year ahead of Phil Taylor's. Just because of who Phil was and what he's meant to the sport. But yes, Tanner, RVB is back. But that's the question. That's the question I want to throw out to you guys. And yeah, Matthew, I'm doing well. Is RVB really back? He has to go to Q School. He hasn't played competitively with that desire in a while. That last year of his it's not like he was really competitive. He wasn't fighting for it in the same sense. When he goes to get that tour card, you're going to have that bottom 32 guys that just lost out because you got your 64, but then you've got this group of guys that had tour cards that have had to come back to get the tour card. You've got people that are walking in, and the field has gotten deeper every single year. My question is, does he get his tour card? You know, does he come back and actually get back on tour? And remember, he's got to start over. Does he get the tour card? Is the first question. And what does he do if he doesn't? And what does he do if he does get it? Do you guys really, I mean, realistically, looking at how he played the last 2 years of his career, does he get his tour card? Yes. Yes, Tanner. A lot of players have stepped back from the game and come back and gotten their tour card. And of course, he's been playing for how long? He's got 5 world championships. The question that I'm kind of putting out there in regards to this is, he wasn't playing at a high level those last couple of years. He stepped away. Does he want it enough to really get the tour card? I have to play devil's advocate with these things, because I see everybody shooting out there that he's back, but he's still got to go through the steps. He's back when he has the tour card, in my opinion. But again, huge fan of his. And funny thing, if anybody's if you guys follow me for a while and you've listened to Dylan and Dylan talk about his top 5 favorite darts players, he always talks about the guy with the stars on his jersey. The guy with the stars on his jersey. And we can't figure it out because there's only a couple players that have stars on their jersey. And then I realized 2 days ago, he was talking about the World Championship stars, because he pointed one out. He's like, that star. I'm like, oh, so we kind of looked at world champions, and it's RVB. It's the guy he's been talking about with the 5 stars. So, like, for the longest time, I thought it was Hollywood, because he has stars, and I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was one of the Australians, that had the star constellation, but it wasn't that. So it was RVB this whole time. So he and I had to talk about it, and he's excited at the idea that RVB will be back, and I think he will. I think he'll get his tour card. I think he's too good a player not to, and if his desire and his heart is there, he'll get his card back, and it'll be fun to see him, back at the Aki throwing just that smooth, consistent throw, and his demeanor at the Aki is just, it's so much fun. I wish I could just do that. That's that. It's almost like it's a lackadaisical throw, but it's just because of his stature. Excuse me. And so anyway, I'm excited to see him come back. I think he'll be back. But I still got to play devil's advocate to some degree. Is he's still got work to do, and you still have to desire it more than those other guys that are standing there that are like, hey, you know what? I don't care if you're 5-time world champion. I want this. I need this for my family. Sometimes the need for the family outweighs the, hey, I just want to come back. So we'll see. I'm excited about that. He's more focused now than a few years ago. Yeah, and he was going through some personal stuff a couple years ago. I don't know if he's still with his girlfriend. I did see a picture he posted on social media not too long ago where they were together. So I'm assuming that they are. But I know that he went through some personal issues off the Aki for the last couple of years of his career. So I'm excited to have him come back and play a few years and then do the retirement in kind of the same way. But I mean, look at Steve Beaton. I mean, how many hundreds of years old is that dude? And he is the bronze Adonis. He's been playing for him. And there's other guys that are out there that have been playing for quite a while. And let's be honest, Phil Taylor, if he wanted to make a comeback, he'd be top 6. He'd be top 6 in the world in no time at all. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see him come back and see that happen. So that was exciting news. That, of course, has taken the darts world by storm, that he's looking to make a return. And I really do hope that he comes back and it's not a, hey, it was fun to come back. It's been 5 months. I want out again. I hope it's not that. I hope we see Corey Cadby. Corey said that he's going to come back and, get his tour card as well. So, the next year or two could be fun and exciting. And of course, I'm a huge Dawson fan, and I'm just waiting for Dawson to get through law school and return to darts so I can watch that again. He mentioned her in his interview. I'm reading through comments, guys. Oh, he mentioned in his interview that yeah, she's very supportive of his comeback. I didn't watch the whole interview. I just saw some clips, little clips of it. So I need to go back and watch the whole thing. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, if he's got the home life set up, and we've talked about that quite a bit on the show, that home life really affects what we do in life. It just is. But being that RVB is with Target, I want to talk a little bit about this. So this is the Target launch. They mailed me a little box that had this card and a little chocolate. Thank you for the chocolate. Unfortunately, we're not doing candy right now in our house. So the chocolate is in the freezer waiting. But they sent this to me in regards to the launch. You guys can see that. I was invited. But here's the fun thing about this launch in regards for Target is anybody can go to this launch. It's going to be virtual. So typically people get invited to go physically and they have a big party and they show off all the new barrel designs and, there's pros there. And it's kind of, it's like, it's a launch of a new product line. It's kind of like maybe a record label might do for a new record album, those types of things. It's this hyped up deal. But this year they're doing it virtual. And if you run over to targetdarts.com, you can sign up to be a part of this virtual launch, which is really cool because they're bringing in the darts community for this launch. There's pros and cons to it. Everybody gets to see it at the same time, same way. For those that like to help reveal those products, others that do reviews. I don't currently do anything specific with Target, but there are some other reviewers that Target sends stuff to ahead of time for them to review. Now, they have reached out to me. I don't know if that's exactly what they're looking to do with my channel. We will find out. It may have been just to send me this little mailed box with a piece of chocolate. I'm hoping they're actually going to send me some products so that I can show you guys those things as they release, because currently I have to wait till I can purchase them, then I buy them, and then they get put into the mix for whenever I'm going to do reviews. So they don't happen as quickly as maybe they do with some other reviewers. So, hey guys, what's up? Matador Darts and AL Jackson. Let's see, Angela Steve Beaton was the first major player I got to meet in my darts career. He's an amazing person. He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah, it's funny because I've gotten the opportunity to meet players. Not as many as I would like to, but I have had the opportunity to meet some, even being here in America, just with travels and other things. So anyway, it just came to mind. So that's the beauty of doing Q&A with you guys, is stuff just pops in my head that I can't talk about during interviews. So it's kind of cool. But back to the Target thing. I think it's gonna be cool. It is Wednesday, the 30th of September. So next week at 11 a.m. BST, 12 p.m. CEST. So I don't know what time that is here in US, in California. It's probably but early or something like that. But I'm going to try and catch some of that and see what's up with the new stuff. From Target, I will say I know the Vapor. I've seen some pictures. The Vapor, which is one of their lines that they do, they've revamped that again this year. It's kind of a basic entry level barrel, if there is such a thing, and they do 8 color variations with that. That's one of the things I know that they're doing, and they're keeping that line up. So it will be interesting to see if they've got a new barrel for RVB. Got an email this morning for the launch. Yeah. So if you're on their list, they're emailing everybody, or if you go to the website, it's the first thing that pops up, and you can sign up to be on the list, and they'll let you know. And I think they're going to be sending out information of some of the new stuff as it comes. I need some more coffee. So I want to talk to you guys about those two things, of course, this morning. Put that information out there. So RVB is on the comeback trail. So is Corey Cadby. So that's, some Target old coming back. So it's like Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday, we've got some of the old Target guys coming back. I don't know. Just threw that out there. And then, of course, we had the Target launch. I am curious where everybody's standing. There seems to be a ton of darts that's just out in regards to because of the virtual world. I think at almost any given time during the day, you can find a live match currently. I'm seeing tons of them. You've got, of course, USA Darts, which there's a match on currently that's running. There's the Bearded Dart Guy. There's a Darts Live channel. There's a gentleman. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I can see the logo, but there's just so many things going on. What do you guys think of all this? Are you watching? Are you specifically watching a particular? It's almost like we have TV, as in like normal TV, cable TV, but it's now on our computers, and it's this virtual darts where we get to pick a channel and watch specific things. Is anybody else doing that? I'm trying to catch a couple of matches here and there, during the day when they're on, or in the evenings. Anybody else watching the matches, and what are your thoughts on this? What are ways that these matches, in your opinion, could be better? I was watching USA Darts. It was the Tori Koish, Maria O'Brien, which is going on right now. Tori's camera's a little fuzzy. I'm trying to figure out, how does one help these players to make sure they've got the right equipment so everything's crisp and clean. Now, it's not going to be professional. You're not going to have red cameras. It's a type of camera. It's a brand. And they're tens of thousands of dollars, these particular cameras. You're not going to have those for players, just like you're going to send them out, let them set them up. You're not going to do that. But is there a kit? Is there something that can be put together to make these particular matches just that much more fun because they're crisp and clean? And how do we get a camera going on the player? Just curious what your thoughts are. This is a big topic that I end up in conversations with other people, other streamers, other people that I happen to have conversations with about this, and trying to figure out, how do you make that work? Larry's watching while you're practicing. I have them on, like Dylan and I have them on while we're throwing. I will tell you, Dylan's getting good at darts. It's getting scary. His averages are going up when he plays, when he's not doing the, hey, I'm going to close my eyes at this one, or I'm going to, throw this way. But when he's really playing, so we're almost in a position where our lives are in a position where we can start streaming more on weekends. It's been a little hectic with back to school and other things, that are birthday parties and stuff going on. So he's excited to get back to it, but he's been playing darts every day, and it's now clicking, like, oh, I can play this with other people. He wants to do that. So some others of you may get the opportunity to play the kid at some point, but be warned now. The idea of hitting 180, since he's done one, has become like a serious challenge for him. So just letting you know. Let me look at these comments here. So Metadarts, I think they really need to knock something out of the park. Can't help but feel there's too many innovative products. Oh yeah. Okay. So in regards to the Target thing, yeah, they really do. There's, the Elysian product, I'm sure they'll be releasing. I'd love to get hands on a set of those, but I'm sure they're going to be releasing something like that, and we'll see what they're doing. I will say, I know for a fact that some of the manufacturers have been looking at things that say that Shot's been doing. And they're looking at incorporating some of those particular cuts. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens. Is it camera or internet? So Tanner's asking, camera or internet when it comes to, sorry, Tanner, coffee. The fuzziness there. It could be a little of both. So where the problems are going to come in, one, it's the quality of camera for sure. Two, it's the quality of the video card on the system that the camera is being worked through. Is it, what's the video card like? What's the memory capacity of that laptop or computer? What's going on in regards to that system as to how the compression works? If it's a video card that has low compression and doesn't have the memory or the bandwidth to keep up, that could be a problem. And then, the camera itself. So there are a couple of things that fit into that. iPad mini is awesome. Yeah, that's I think my solution to this is just having an iPad or some kind of tablet that can be used, because that's all working together and typically gives you everything you need for what we're doing in darts. Those are the things, like when we're doing streaming like this and trying to have this fairly crisp look and having a higher DPI. I will say that the program I use doesn't use as high a DPI as I would like. I'm going to be switching over to another program because I get a crisper look, higher DPI, and the background will be a little bit more fuzzed out. So that's part of it. I rebuilt my computer. I should show you guys a picture of it. I made it fun. It's got all kinds of lights and it's all lit up. But I said, I'm going to rebuild this thing. And so I went after a really nice video card. I've got a ton of memory in this thing just to do this, because that's kind of what I do for fun right now. But someday, maybe it'll be a career. We'll see. But those are the things, Tanner. Really, I know you're really heavy into playing the online stuff, and that's becoming a thing, as well as Tanner. I am impressed with the social media aspect that you're diving into. Speaking of which, I'm currently working on, I've mentioned this before, 2 books, one of which is Social Media for the Darts Player. I've taken a lot of the knowledge that I have and kind of just thrown it up. And I've got someone taking that and creating an actual book with me on it. It's me just doing diatribes of the whole, here's, how this functions and works. And they're taking it and helping me put it into actual written word. And I will be sending you a copy of that, Tanner, as soon as it's out. Should be soonish, end of next month. It's going to be a piece. It'll be an inexpensive booklet or, emailed PDF thing to help the darts player understand how to get and start navigating social media to basically gain sponsorships and get your name and word out there. It is an ever-changing world, and I have been sucked into that world. And so I spend way too much time figuring out how to do new things and all that. And I apparently suck at it because my YouTube channel is not up there where it should or could be, in my opinion. Speaking of which, guys, I'm at almost 2,500, and I never ask for people really to go over to the YouTube channel and, other than my videos, because that's just a standard thing. Hey, like and subscribe. That's something you should do when you're doing a review video or something. But I never do posts on Facebook. I never reach out and say, hey, can you guys do this? Or can you guys go, YouTube and all that other stuff. But I'm like 7 away from 2,500, which opens up a couple of more things that I get to do for the subscribers and for the fans with the channel. It allows me to do a couple of, I think you can do sessions where it's just for specific fans and other things. And you can break it up into groups. There's other things that it allows you to do. So I'm going to ask, would you guys, if you're not currently a subscriber over on YouTube, would you run over to YouTube and become a subscriber? Help me get to that 2,500 subscriptions. That would be really cool. Scottish said that Matt, you should have a Matt or Dylan versus subscriber on. You know what? I keep saying I need to do that. I keep putting it on my calendar, like, hey, this is when I want to do this, and stuff gets in the way. Again, getting back to school has been crazy for us. They've been in 3 different schools just because of issues that have come up, other problems with the schools. It's been really crazy, but I think we've gotten it all situated and settled now. And so, yes, guys, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour dart marathon somewhere in the next couple of months. I got the okay from the wife. She thinks I'm crazy, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it for a charity. We're going to have some pros on as guests to chat with, and we're going to talk with those. I'm going to see if some people from within the community want to come on, and we're going to talk darts, and we're going to throw darts. And yes, Scottish Lad, part of that deal is to play you guys. And I really need to set that up and do it. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit I don't know, scared is the right word, but I just don't want to screw it up. You know what I mean? Like, you got to set it up and it's just a big mess. So maybe you and I could do that. I have played. Hey, Scott, thank you so much for subscribing. Much appreciated. I have played a couple of the fans, and there have been some fans that have reached out to me to play on the grand board. And guys, my evenings are now much clearer. League doesn't start for a couple of weeks, so I will be reaching out to those that have reached out to me, and over the next couple of weeks, let's play. And I'm going to play with this, hey, let's do it live situation and get that dialed in. Scottish Lab, thanks for pushing the buttons. You do that for me, and I much appreciate it. And again, thanks, Scott Carter, for subscribing. What's some other? Oh, I want to tell you guys about these 2 dart books, and see what your thoughts are on this. So we've got the one that's just social media for the darts player, pretty standard title. That's what it's going to be. We're going to talk about 4 or 5 social media platforms out there that you should be working in, and kind of how to work with them. Keep in mind that those things change regularly. Thank you, Angela Mills, for subscribing as well. That's awesome. Thank you guys for doing that. The other book is just a book on darts, and I know there are plenty of them out there. I have taken mine, and let me know if what your thoughts are on this. But I've taken mine into a heretical standpoint. As you guys can see back here, like, I've got that skateboard deck. It's got Jesus on it. There's a couple more around here. I know a professional skateboarder who was from England. Excuse me again. And he came over to the U.S., was hardcore skate life. Like, I grew up around a ton of skateboarders. Tony Hawk lives down the street from me, but it's not anywhere near my house. It's just, like, my house would fit in his, I don't know, closet. But like, I grew up around a lot of professional skateboarders in an area where skateboarding, thrived and became something. But this particular skateboarder, became a Christian, and he now pastors a church, and so we became friends, and so I have those things there. So the reason I tell you this is I'm writing this book to be somewhat heretical. The book in itself, no joke, the title at this point is going to be The Gospel of Darts According to Atomic Darts, and like, one of the statements in it is God and Jesus and Phil Taylor decided to bring darts to the world. Things like that. We're naming some of the practice routines that we all do after some of the saints. It's going to have some heresy throughout the book. Thoughts? Am I stepping over a line I probably shouldn't? Part of it's just my humor. Just curious what you guys think about pushing that button and jumping over that. So that's right now where the book is headed. I could still tweak it and change it and make it dry, like a lot of the other books out there that are just, here's darts, here's the history of darts, here's this, here's how you score darts. I didn't want that. I wanted it to be a little bit more fun, almost like a story. Just curious thoughts on that one. I want to check this. What's going on with Tori Quish and Maria O'Brien? So I'm going to come over here and check real quick. Just let you guys know, kind of a update on that. What are some other fun, interesting things that are going on in your world when it comes to darts? I am curious to know. Let's see. Tori Quish is up 10-9 on Maria. So that's awesome. So good match going on over there. Sorry, darts is on. Gotta watch it. Hey, speaking of darts is on, have you guys been watching any of this CDC, Championship Dart Circuit matches? Those have been really awesome. I'm excited in regards to see what's coming up. I think Series 3 is on its way up. And speaking of which, just confirm this right here, talking about Championship Darts Circuit. Yes, it is. It is Matt Stoner's birthday. Now, Matt was on the channel. Matt works with Dart Connect. So happy birthday, Matt. Just want to do that, give you a shout out. But he's helped with the Championship Dart Circuit, of course, they use Dart Connect in regards to what they got going on. So happy birthday to you. And again, thank you for being on the channel when you were. Tanner, thank you for subscribing as well. I believe you subscribed a little while ago. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for doing that. PDC, let's talk a little bit about that. Oh, Minutemen Dart League just canceled the fall season. So that's some information for you guys to have. There's some news right there. Thanks, Scott, for chiming in on that. Happy birthday, Stoner. Yeah. Oh, Angela, you're an ambassador as well with Dart Connect. That is cool. I am sorry, I got stuff going on, catching my eye, getting off track here. Where was it? Oh, Dart Connect. Let's talk a minute about that. Who's using Dart Connect and who's not? Of course, I use it for League. Curious about who is and who isn't. I know, Scottish Lad, you haven't jumped onto the Dart Connect scene. I'm going to get you there, buddy. We're going to make that happen. So Scottish Lad's having a practice. Why? Dealing with this answer since 2015, 5 years. Congratulations. Hopefully that's been a good thing. All 5 years there. I'm just going back through some of these comments here. Yes, the entire bar is converted hangers. Our I will tell you that down here in San Diego, we use Dart Connect for our league. And Tanner, let's see, Championship Dart Circuit, Canadian Shoot this weekend. Sweet. Sorry, reading and doing this stuff. It's always fun. So good luck, Tanner, on that. See here, what's let's see, USA Darts is on a break there. I think that ended up being 10-10 is where they're standing there. And remember, they're going to the best of 31. So Matador Darts says never use Dart Connect. He prefers a layout of N01 is what everybody calls it. Simple, like an old scoreboard. Yes, I have played that. Actually, Michael, who typically is in on this, must be busy day. He and I have played, and that's what we used when we played each other. So it was my first time actually using that system, playing someone, and it was pretty simple. I will say I prefer Dart Connect because I like how the setup, the look of it, and part of it is because I'm used to it, but I also like all the stats, and I like that it emails me when I lose in our league championship a week or so ago, and I get the email that says, "Hey, Matt, you threw the worst you have thrown all league season in the finals, like horribly." I did not lose in our final. I was beat in our final. I couldn't throw for squat. I just could not hit anything. My average was off by 15 points. I mean, it was bad. It was the worst I had played all league long, and but that happens. You know what? But now I got fire, man. League starts in a couple weeks. I'm coming back. I'm gonna crush people. That's my goal: crushing people. Minuteman uses Darts Connect. Local. Yeah, Matador Darts. You and Angela should connect here through Facebook or there through YouTube, and have a DM and a chat. I'm sure she can help set you up when it comes to the Darts Connect over there for Matador Darts. It's a pretty cool system, and it's really inexpensive. And it's nice that it does the math for you. I'll be honest. It's kind of nice. It does make us lazy, though. If you've noticed, Americans are not really always that great at the math side. It's because we rely on other things to do the math for us. That's kind of it. What's going on, Clash of Tungsten? How's it going? So Scottish Lad, Darts Connect free. Basically, it is. There is a guest portal where you can go in as a guest but it's like $2 a month, like US. I don't know what it is in pounds. But it's really inexpensive. I think it cost me $24 a year for it, which it's part of my league dues actually. So for me, I pay my yearly league dues, and that's part of the league dues for me is Dart Connect. So, and there is a brand out there called Darts plural Connect. There's a board. I think they're still available. They did a Kickstarter campaign at one point, and they had this board that just wasn't that great a board. I'll be very honest. It was thin. It was loud when you struck it. And so I sometimes get that lisp and get that in there, but it is Dart Connect. So it's not 100% free. I know there is a guest version to it. You and I should try and make that work and see if we can play a game. Let's try and do that. Okay, I'm putting it out there. Let's do that. Only problem is our league is full of older people. We have a vote to see if we should use Dart Connect, but too many. We're scared of technology failure. I totally can understand that. Even in our league where people should be competent, there were some issues this year, but the person that's running the league has complete ability to go in and correct things on the fly if need be. And there were a couple issues that came up, but were corrected immediately. And ultimately, I think there were a couple of guys that, they kind of worked around the system and made it work, and then just sent in their scores to our president, who corrected everything. But all in all, I think it's a pretty simple system. Once you figure out it's really a matter of a couple of buttons you push, and there's a code that's generated. You just type the code in and you're logged in together. It's really pretty simple. I will see what I can do about throwing a video together of how it works, and there probably is one out there on Dart Connect. I've never looked for it, but I should try and do that. We'll just sit there and play with it and make it so that it's a little bit more user friendly, something you guys can show the elderly folks, the statesmen, on how to use something like that. But I just have like a little Fire tablet set up that does it. I don't know if I can move this camera very easily. You can see it right here. That's my tablet. And then I have my other little tablet down there that's connected for the grand board. That's my Dart setup if you guys have never seen it. My two boards, our TV, the Harper 7. That's my oldest son when he played baseball. So there's an idea of what that all looks like. And then, of course, here's some more of the studio if you've never seen it. Some of the Funko Pops. There's my Peter Wright jersey. My whiteboard with stuff book. November 1st is due. Coffee. I got to tell you guys about coffee. We're working on some coffee. The social book. Those are things that are on my to-do list. I don't know if I can get over here. You're not going to see it because the light's in the way. You can catch it right there. There's a corner of Phil Taylor's jersey. I have a signed Phil Taylor jersey. And a ton of other jerseys that we actually have. Dylan's room. There's Mrs. Atomic with the water. Let that go off. We've been getting jerseys in, and we've been getting jerseys in from folks, and I've been ordering them and doing different stuff. I got that Peter Wright signed. That is a signed World Championship jersey. I got a small one for Dylan. It's in his room. But I've been kind of collecting jerseys, and we've been putting them up in Dylan's room. And I just want to give a huge, huge, huge shout out to Loxley. Come on, focus. Not going to focus for me on that. Okay, well, to Loxley Darts. Now, I purchased these, and I'm doing a review on them today, and then I'll get it edited. And I got a signed set too from Mr. Matthew Edgar. But I ordered these, and I just figured I would order them up so I could do a review on them. And they noticed that I had ordered them, and they were kind enough to send me a signed set at that. But then they threw in a couple jerseys, as they understand that we've been collecting them, because I was looking to order some jerseys. And so they sent me a Matthew Edgar jersey, which is pretty sweet, and then a Ryan Surreal jersey as well. So we've been able to add those to our collection. So thank you to the guys over at Loxley. And as a big Robin Hood fan, it's kind of cool to have a brand called Loxley. I'm excited about that. But I get to gonna review those today in true Matt Edgar style. Wait for that one. That's gonna be cool. So Scottish Lad, need to get a Dart shirt. Yes, the Edgars, these are nice. Like, I've kind of touched them. I haven't thrown them yet. I've touched them, but they got a really nice feel to them. Really well-made barrel. Impressed for a new brand out there to have such a nice quality piece. Scottish Lad, yeah, jerseys. I'm telling you, go to Magicwear. Speaking of which, I did not do my introduction for my sponsors, and I need to have that up there too, don't I? Man, I'm slacking today. Big shout out to Shot Darts. Of course, they are celebrating 50 years this year, and so they've got some new darts and stuff out. I don't know where I set those, but check out there's reviews all over YouTube right now. I've got reviews up of their 2 new barrels. The new Warrior barrel is really sweet. But check those out. And thank you to Shot Darts for being a sponsor. And I want to thank Magicwear for also being a sponsor. Jersey. Thank you to them for hooking me up. And there is a new jersey coming out. It's going to be more holiday-esque, but that should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. You guys will see that one. So Scottish Lad did some trades. And guys, real quick, Scott, I want to give a shout out here. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm going to do that. The Loxies are hand painted. That's cool. Matter of Arts. I did not know that. I can use that in my review. Larry, the Loxy darts are really cool. And being that they're hand painted is even awesome. And I wish the focus would come in a little bit better. But I like the flight. I like what they did here. Here, I'll show you guys these. Let's see if I can get this focus in a little bit. No, it just wants to stay on my face. The downside to this program is it doesn't use the camera properly. But anyway, the flight's pretty cool. I like that flight. You guys get to see them more in the review. All in all, it's a really nice feeling. It's just a ring set, but it's got a nice feel, and that push point in the middle I like. And they're straight barreled. These are nice, and they're thin. There's really not... They're 21 gram, but there's not a lot of material there. It's not thick. So I think I'm going to really like throwing those. And they are 90% tungsten. So again, nice set of darts, Loxley. And knowing that they're hand painted is cool. I will drop that knowledge in the review. So Scottish Lad. I want to talk a little bit about Scottish Lad. If you guys haven't started following Scottish Lad. Really nice guy. He's Scottish. Imagine that. And he's been putting out reviews. And I know that there have been some people that have made some bad comments in regards to what he's doing. Hold on a second. Maria Osborne she's up now. 12-10 on Tori. Interesting. She was down quite a bit, and now she's made a comeback here. Okay, sorry. So Scottish Lad, good. I mean, just a good guy trying to get started. He's growing in his videos, and I know some people have made some comments, some rude comments. And the truth is, unless you're doing this stuff, keep your mouth shut. Straight up. If you're not producing videos and going through the struggle, because it is not like, oh, you just step up and do a video. I don't care how seasoned you are. There's a lot of prep and work and stuff you have to do, and retakes that happen consistently. Even though you do prep and work, volume might be off. Sound might be off. I'm working with new equipment and my sound's been off, but I think I've corrected that. I've tried a couple of different mics, doing different things. And so unless you're doing this on the regular, you have no place to stand with comments as to whether something's bad or good. I mean, now if you want to give constructive criticism, like I have had people that say, hey, Matt, I want to see the dartboard more when you're throwing the darts, because I've done some that way and some not that way to kind of see what people like. So you'll see the camera's now going to be, I'm going to have an extra camera on the dartboard because that's what people have asked for. If you want to give constructive criticism, I'm sure he'll be happy to have that. I love it. If I'm doing something off, like volume's been a mess the last 4 or 5 videos, and it's because I'm using new equipment, new mics, had to figure out how to make those work. But I still need to put content out, so I don't, if it's not perfect, so what? Nothing's perfect. And with that said, if you guys, again, want to do constructive criticism, please watch my videos and tell me, hey, Matt, you can do this better. You can do that better. Go back and watch some of my old videos from 2 years ago, and then watch what I'm doing now and see where the adjustments and the changes have come in. The editing has changed drastically. I've hired someone. I'm in a position where I was able to bring someone in to add pizzazz to my videos, to my reviews. I do some of it. I send it to her. She cleans up some of what I've done. She adds a couple of tweaks. We've worked together to say, hey, these are pieces we want to consistently use. So I don't have to worry about adding those in. She's going to do it. But I do some of the work. I send it to her. She does clean up on my work because that's what she does. She is a video editor. It is a skill that takes time. And so, you look at where I was and where I'm at now, and that's all part of that. And Scottish Lad will get there. So kudos to you, man, for keeping with it. And I just wanted to take a minute to do that because I know sometimes it's a struggle. There are days where I just want to sit on the couch and watch TV, but I have kids, so that never happens. And Matador Darts here. I've studied film and digital products for 5 years now, and my videos are far from perfect. Exactly. Scottish Lad is doing great for someone who just loves darts rather than a content producer. Exactly. I hope I still fit in that level of just someone who loves darts, wants to come talk about darts, and wants to show you guys darts. I do try and produce them a little bit more. And in my mind, you guys don't even want to know what's going on there as to how the content should be. It would blow your mind as to where I start with an idea. But I don't have the funds or the equipment to do what I would truly love to do with darts. Take this one. Idea that I have in mind is to make it an actual TV program of the darts because it's Edgar TV. But that's not going to happen. So it'll just be another standard review. But that's kind of where my head goes a lot of times. Scottish Lad, you're totally welcome, man. I know how this struggles. Look, I've been doing this for over 3 years. Okay, guys, I'm at just over 3 years doing this, and I haven't hit 2,500 subscribers. And understand, I have no problems with this at all. But you look at guys like the darts referee. He's at 17,000 subscribers, and he just entered the scene this year. Good for him, dude. More power to the guy that was able to do that. I, in no way, shape, or form, would ever talk bad about someone for figuring it out better than I have. I haven't figured out how to make that work. And part of it is I'm in the US. Part of it is he was a referee for the PDC. Dude, I'm following that guy too. He's probably got some killer stories. He's doing fun stuff with darts, like creating crazy ideas with the darts, dropping them from a tree. His profession, his family, I guess, is they trim trees. So he was 100 feet up and he dropped a dart on a dartboard. I mean, that's cool. I watched it. So I don't get frustrated or too upset over those things. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, why not me? And I'm just diatribing right now or just telling you guys how I feel about some of this stuff. Hopefully it makes those that are in the mix feel a little bit better. I've been doing this for quite a while. And there are people that have come in since me that are thriving. Darts Planet TV. I remember when he first came out, I remember his first rant, and he was pissed off that the PDC wouldn't give him free tickets to the World Championships because he was Darts Planet TV and he was going to talk to players, and he was going to help the PDC, and they wouldn't give him free tickets to go. He was sitting on a fountain, bitching and moaning about that. So I remember when he first came on, nothing wrong with Gavin doing that. Hey, that was his feelings, and that's where he was at, and he was frustrated with it. So he shared it with the darts community. Nothing wrong with that. So that wasn't a dig at Gavin in any way, shape, or form. I've had Adam on the show. I would love to have Gavin on the show. Be interesting to kind of just pick his brain about YouTube and what he's done and what they've built there. Not to try and take something from him or anybody that I have on the show. I'm hoping to have Niels Dart to come on. And there are a couple of other YouTubers or people that are doing stuff that I've been chatting with, and they're going to be on the show here in the next couple of weeks. So for me, it's a love of the sport. It's a love of being able to share stuff. So there's my diatribe, my soapbox. Anyway. Yes, Clash of the Tungsten. I find that people in the darts community should all help each other together as much as a small niche. Very true. Very, very true. It's a small niche, and yet it's growing massively, which is really a lot of fun. It's interesting at how many people I talk to now that have gotten into darts because of the quarantine, put their dartboard back up. And as I walk around town or I'm doing stuff because I have the opportunity to be in a lot of homes with what I do for work, I'm noticing more and more dartboards in places that you can tell they're being used. So there are a lot of dartboards here in America. People just don't understand the sport of darts. They think it's just hang out and throw darts. As the sport grows, I think our niche will grow, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to be able to talk darts. Question that I had for you guys, because we're going to be wrapping the show up soon, those that are still currently watching. Who are some people you would like to see on the show? Now, Saturday, we're doing a Saturday show, Saturday morning. I have Danny Laube. I always screw up his name. And I'm sorry, Danny. I don't know what it is. My family's from Indiana. So I should be able to just roll that one off. But Danny, who is the player from the U.S. that is going over to the World Championships, he's going to be representing the USA over in World Championships. He's going to be on the show on Saturday. So we're going to talk with Danny about darts. His dad was a professional darts player. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about him and him being in darts. And I've had the opportunity to watch him in Vegas, the 3 years that they were in Vegas. And so that was a lot of fun to be able to see him play. He's a very quick player. He's got a very quick throw. His math abilities are so on par. He's he's rapid Ricky quick. And it's fun to watch. He's a fun player to watch. So it's going to be a lot of fun having him on. Good morning, Don. Thanks, Don. And Don, of course, it was one that we reviewed. And Don, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm going to have to get you back on, especially in Barbados. We're going to make that happen. We'll do the show from Barbados. Angeles, of course, you just won the Destiny Cup. Let's get you on the show. I'm always like, I want to use this show I don't want just big name. Now, it's nice to have big name players on the show, but I like to have other people within the community on the show to talk darts, to help build the community. So, Angela, I'm going to DM you and we'll get you on the show. And yes, Danny Sr. was my first professional partner at Shoot the Moon, really in the early 90s. He's a great darts player, and it's right, man. So it's going to be fun to have Danny on the show on Saturday. So you guys keep an eye out. I'm going to be posting that information today as to when the show is. I don't remember exactly what time we scheduled, but it is Saturday morning. I believe it is 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And he'll be on. We're going to talk darts. We're going to talk about going over the other side of the pond, playing darts, and what it's been like here playing in North America, getting to that level. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Live from Barbados with Don and Matthew. It's happening. Got to make that one happen. That'll be fun. Danny Baggish. Yeah, I'd like to chat with Danny Baggish. He's been really busy playing a ton. Matt Campbell, that's actually on the list. Larry Butler spoke with his wife this week, and she said that she'll make that one happen. So hopefully maybe next week we can do that. And then I did have Darren Young scheduled for last week, but he wasn't feeling too good. So we're going to swing back around and get Darren on the show in the next week or two as well. And yes, Danny will be a great interview. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. He's a little quieter. He's kind of like a Peter Wright. He's a little bit of a quieter guy, but once he starts getting into it, I think you guys are really going to enjoy that interview. It's going to be a lot of just fun. He's got great knowledge, and of course with his dad playing as well. We'll be able to have some good conversations there. So looking forward to that. That is on Saturday. And then the following week on Monday, let me tell you, actually just got, let me go over here. Tell you guys who Monday is going to be. Sorry, I'm looking it up. Where is it? This new Facebook thing is kind of cool, and yet I'm still getting used to where all the buttons are because I got a message from someone. It's not, where is it? Hang with me for a second. I'm sorry, guys. Can't find it. Talk amongst yourselves. Why I looked this up. Where is... there we go. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Found it. What do you guys think of the new Facebook? Has the layout changed for you? It certainly has for me. That's from Sharon. There we go. So Monday, the 28th, it's going to be 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. We are going to have Peter and Anthony, but I'm not sure who Peter and Anthony are. So Peter and Anthony are going to be on. I don't know. This comes from David Irate. He asked me if I would do an interview with a couple of the guys. David runs the championship dart circuit, or his part. I'm not exactly 100% sure what his situation is there, but I think he's basically started the championship dart circuit. So David reached out to me. We've been chatting about some different things, and he asked me if I would sit down with a couple of the guys from the championship dart circuit and have a conversation with them. So we're going to be doing that on Monday. So that's coming up. And then it's kind of open from there. So I've got to make some phone calls and reach out to some people. So Angela, maybe if you're interested in next week coming on, we can talk about what you do in darts, and we can certainly talk more about Dart Connect. I know Matt was on, and again, happy birthday, Matt Stoner. But we can always talk more about it, and people can learn a little bit more about the program and how to make it work. It sounds like that would be a good thing. And then, of course, I will talk with Darren and see if we can get that scheduled back around. And I will reach out to Sharon Butler and see about getting her husband on as well. So I'm looking through here. Danny Wormack, I would love to, chat with her. You bring her on. That'd be fun. We could do that whole thing. So, Angela, let's talk about that, doing that next week. Thanks for bringing that out. Robin Curry. Yes, she and Danny are doing a representation for USA. So USA Darts, the channel or network thing, they've got kind of a world match play situation going out, team situation, and I know that they are playing. So check that out. That should be, I think that's in a couple of days going on. So yeah, let's do that. Sorry guys, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here and getting a little out of wax, but I've got some good names, and I will certainly reach out to some of those players. I'm friends with them, and I think they would love to be on the show as well. I'm going to land this plane as it is now 9 o'clock. I want to say thank you to everyone for hanging out and just chatting it up today. Drop comments if there's things that you want to talk about. I didn't talk about the coffee. Oh, Tanner, what was that about Maria? Let's go check this out. We're all watching darts while we're talking darts. That's the best part about this. But I didn't get to talk too much about the coffee, but Coffee and Tarts, imagine that, is going to have its own coffee here. There's a roaster that is about 10 miles from me. They do a lot of fun stuff. So let's see. The Tori Kawish and Maria O'Brien. That just recently ended, and so they're doing their chat. And so I'm watching that and talking to you guys. I apologize. But anyway, coffee is coming. We'll talk more about that later. Land the plane. Have a good one. Thanks, Don. For those that are still hanging in, I got to land this plane and get back to it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, Saturday, Danny's going to be on, and that'll be posted here shortly. You guys will start seeing some posts out on Facebook and YouTube for that. Thank you for those that subscribed. Thank you to my patrons. And again, remember, if you want to jump in and become a patron and get involved with winning a set of darts and other Chotsky stuff, and then that's a quarterly drawing. So 4 times a year, you're going to get that. And then I think I'm going to do a Christmas special drawing for patrons as well. I'm going to do that. But other cool stuff that's going to be there. So it was 16-13 in sets. Thanks, Tanner, for the update on that one. But thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for the patrons. Thank you to those that have subscribed to the channel and that are watching and checking it out. I'm gonna land that plane. Thanks to Shot Darts for being a sponsor, and of course Magicwear for being a sponsor as well. Check them out, shotdarts.com and magicwear.com. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Thursday, and I'll see you guys Saturday morning with Danny. That's going to be a great one. Thanks again, guys.